Hello, I'm Franklin and welcome to my channel. Today I'm working on another Allmand Pro 2 light tower. Customer says it cranks all day but will not start. So I'm going to check it out and see what's wrong with it. Let's get with it. Okay, this is the Allmand Pro 2 light tower. I got the cover up, the lights are up there, and have already found the problem. It took less than a minute, so I'm just going to go through and show you basically what I did to find the problem. So if you crank the machine and crank it and it don't start, that means it can either be an electrical problem or a fuel problem. So if you want to decide which is which and save yourself some time, this is the fuel shut-off solenoid. What you can do is pull it out. It has two 10mm screws. You can pull them out like this with a 10mm socket and extension. They don't come out that easy by hand like I'm doing. I already took them out and found the problems. I'm going to show you basically what I did. I took this off first, and this will tell you if it's an electrical problem or a fuel problem. So if it's out now, and to stop it you push your finger in here and push the little valve. What this thing does is, when you are cranking on the engine, the white wire here pulls it in. When you let go of and that lets the fuel pass. When it's in, the fuel can pass. So while you're cranking it, this thing pulls in. It lets the fuel go by. When you let go of the switch and it stays in the run position, then the red wire engages and the white wire disengages, and it holds it in. So if you got it disconnected like this and it starts up and runs, that means the problem is electrical. It's not fuel, because it's actually running. So you start it up, run. Put the finger in there and cut it off. Okay, that lets you know that it's not a fuel problem. It's definitely an electrical problem. So what I did from there is I put it back in there, and I put in one bolt. I'll show you how I did that, because I'll leave my two hands. Let me go ahead and put this back in. There's one thing I forgot to mention on this when I was testing it. I forgot to tell you. When you turn the key and crank it, this one should turn in, right? Should stay in. This ground here needs to be grounded up against the frame. It's bolted in. And then once you let it go, it should stay in, because the red wire is connected. It's in the run circuit. And what it does is, as you're cranking it, it goes straight to the back side of the starter, and it kicks in. And when you let it go, it goes through your water temperature, goes through your oil pressure switch, and then it goes to this switch right here, and it should stay in. If it pops out, that means you got a bad oil pressure sensor or a bad water temperature switch. So, but if it doesn't go in when you crank it, that means a problem with your cranking circuit, because if you look at this white wire right here, it goes straight over to the other side of the starter. And let me show you that right now. The white one is the one that pulls it in, and that white one is this wire right here. It comes straight over to here and goes to this, which is directly to the battery. So when this wire is cranking, the starter's cranking, it goes over there, it pulls that white one in. So if you don't have a white connection staying in, it's probably going to be this white wire right here. And all I did was come over here and pull it out. It was a little bit dirty. I sanded it off a little bit and put it back in. And then I tightened it a little, make it a better fit. That's all I did. And then I walked back over here and cranked it with a switch. Now it works with a switch. So if it doesn't crank, the first thing you want to do is, if it cranks but doesn't start, you just pull this out, and then if it starts running, then you got a problem with electrical. It's not a fuel problem. It doesn't start running, you need to check your fuel, make sure your fuel filter is good, and make sure you got fuel coming all up through here. That's a different video altogether. But if it does start up, stick your finger in there and you cut it off, you can get two things that can be bad. If it cranks up, starts and shuts down, that means your starting circuit is good. Your red circuit is bad, which would be your water temperature switch or your oil pressure switch, which is down there. You check those two. But since it didn't crank up at all, that means it's probably going to be your cranking circuit, which will be your white wire, which goes straight to the starter. And that's pretty much it. I'm also going to change the oil filter, fuel filter, and the oil on this machine. So I'm going to show you what, this is the oil filter right here. And if you look under the bottom, you see this right here? That will come straight from the oil drain, the bottom of the pan. So you see that little deal right here? You take that off, you unscrew it, and on the very bottom, you follow that little hose. See that hose? You follow it to the bottom, and there's a little valve on the bottom. You stick your hand up under it. I can't show it to you because it's way down there. You just pick it up and turn it. You push it in and turn it, push it down. That's all you do. It's a little valve, a little tab. You push the tab up like that and turn it down, and the oil will start coming out the bottom. It won't now because I got it plugged off still. You put the oil pan down first. You pull this off, and I have the numbers right here. And this 33390 Wix number is for the oil filter. And you can cross it over. And this one right here is your microguard number, MSL 51334. And that will be for your fuel. And what you got to remember to do is when you pull this off, before you put the new one on, you want to fill it up with diesel. All you do is unscrew it counterclockwise with a small oil wrench, fill it up with diesel, and make sure the oil, the filter on the gasket's lubricated, and you screw it back in, but make sure it's full, otherwise you'll have a hard time starting it. Crank the fuel pump run for a few seconds, and then crank it up. That's all you got to do. It takes exactly 1 gallon of oil, 1540. Take this filter off, put in the new filter, 33390 Wix number. You put in 1 gallon of oil. You can fill it right here or right here, either one. Exactly 1 gallon after you get it all out. Take out a gallon first. So you put the bucket right here, put the bucket right here, and pull this plug off right here, and then take the tab in the inside. You can't really see it because it's down in there. Let me see. No, you're not going to be able to see it. Let's see. Maybe we can see it down in there. Yeah, you can see it right there. So all you got to do is take that tab and lift it up, pull it toward you, and push it down. That lets the oil come out. And then when you put it back in, make sure you pull it back up and lock it up so the oil won't stay draining. And you put that cap back on down under there. That's about it. Thank you for watching this short video. I appreciate it. Please hit that thumbs up button if you don't mind. Subscribe to my channel.